Star Wars fans, with Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron movie being cancelled, with Taika Waititi's movie nowhere close to being done, with Kevin Feige's movie still not being confirmed, what is the next movie for Star Wars? What's up, guys? Mike, I love Star Wars here. Today we're talking about movies for Star Wars. When are we getting a movie for Star Wars? Don't get me wrong, I'm loving the Disney Plus shows. The Mandalorian is fantastic. The Andor show is off to a great start. The end of Obi-Wan was really, really good. And I mean, of course, Grogu is the legend himself. But we want Star Wars on the big screen, don't we? And since Disney has bought Star Wars off of George Lucas in 2012, we've gotten 5 films, 3 of them being the sequel trilogy, Rogue One, and the Solo movie. Of course, say what you will about the sequel trilogy, but Rogue One was fantastic, and the Solo movie was pretty good too. But the last movie we got in theaters was The Rise of Skywalker in 2019, and since then, Star Wars has been pretty much only on Disney Plus. And since then, we've had Star Wars celebrations, we've had Disney Plus days, we've had D23, and none of the announcements have been about Star Wars movies, all about new Disney Plus shows like The Acolyte, Skeleton Crew, and all these other fun projects, but none of them are movies. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the next movie that was supposed to come out was Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron movie. That was announced all the way back in 2019 and hasn't been talked about since until it was canceled a few weeks ago. And there's also been rumors in the last few weeks about Rian Johnson still getting his trilogy for Star Wars, and a lot of fans don't really like that because he created the hot goobly glob mess that is The Last Jedi. So not many people want to see him come anywhere close to Star Wars anymore, so giving him his own trilogy, although I think could still maybe be good as long as he doesn't touch any Legends characters and it goes far away from the Skywalker saga. A lot of other Star Wars fans won't see it that way, and they'll just hear Rian Johnson and they'll run the other way. Also, like I said at the beginning of the video, Taika Waititi is working on a Star Wars film. He's most known for Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder that just came out this past summer, but he's been working on Star Wars too. He was very involved in the first season of The Mandalorian, and then they gave him a movie, and he's been writing this movie. Nobody knows when it's going to take place, nobody knows what it's going to cover, but he's writing this movie. But he has said very recently that it is nowhere close to being done. And if he's not even done writing the movie, which is the very first step for creating a movie, it's not going to come out for years. And of course, Kevin Feige, the mastermind behind the Marvel Cinematic Universe, has been rumored to be coming over to Star Wars to create a movie. Rumor has it he likes Star Wars more than he even likes Marvel. And we've seen his success with Marvel, so if he could bring any of that, just a little bit of it, over to Star Wars would be fantastic. And I made a video on this last week about a Mandalorian movie. Pedro Pascal has been teasing out that the Mandalorian series, however many seasons it may go on for, will end in the movie theater, in this one big blockbuster movie probably called The Mandalorian. And there's always those tiny little rumors going on about a sequel trilogy, a 10, 11, 12 trilogy. And I'm sure not a lot of fans would be too excited about that because it would be following the characters of Rey, Poe, Finn, so on and so forth. But when is the next slot for a Star Wars movie? When is the next Star Wars movie supposed to come out? Well, this December we're supposed to be getting the Avatar 2 movie, and then next December we were supposed to get a Star Wars movie, and then the December after that an Avatar 3 movie, and the December after that a Star Wars movie. We were supposed to switch off Star Wars, Avatar for the next however many years. And yes, Avatar 2 is coming out this December. Next December has no Star Wars movie. It was supposed to be Patty Jenkins' movie and it got canceled, and now there's no movie ready to be released in just over a year. And that would make the next available slot for a Star Wars movie December of 2025. That's over 3 years away. We haven't had a Star Wars movie for over 3 years. Now we're going to have to wait another 3 years for a Star Wars movie, not knowing what it's going to be. A Mandalorian movie, a start to a new trilogy, a Taika Waititi solo movie. It could be anything, but it's highly unlikely to be here before December of 2025. So although I'm very excited for The Mandalorian Season 3, The Ahsoka Show, Skeleton Crew to see what that show's about, Andor Season 2, the rest of Andor Season 1, The Bad Batch Season 2, all these fun projects on Disney Plus, I just can't wait to see Star Wars back in the movie theaters because nothing beats it. Nothing beats going to the movie theater to go see a Star Wars movie. There is nothing cooler than that. So I really hope Lucasfilm steps up and gives us a Star Wars movie before 2025, but even if we have to wait till 2025, at least make it a banger. Give us something in the Old Republic. Give us something in the High Republic. Give us something good. Because if you don't release a movie for 6 years and you release something that isn't that good, fans are going to riot. I think Lucasfilm's best bet is to start a new trilogy. If you come out with a solo film that is kind of like a Rogue One type film, it'll maybe make a lot of money if it's a good movie, but starting a new trilogy is just opening the floodgates. It's giving all these Star Wars fans the chance to just go crazy, speculate, go crazy about the lore in the movie. If it's an Old Republic trilogy, the start to an Old Republic trilogy, Star Wars fans will lose their mind. They'll absolutely lose their mind. So Lucasfilm, please pull through. You got 3 years. You're on the clock. Give us a great Star Wars movie in December of 2025. When do you think the next Star Wars movie will be? Do you think it won't be until December of 2025? Or do you think that Lucasfilm will pull through and give us a movie sooner than that? And what do you think is going to be the next Star Wars movie? Do you think it will be Taika Waititi's movie? Do you think it might be a Kevin Feige movie, a start to a new trilogy, a Rian Johnson trilogy? Or could it even be Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron movie? Could it have just been canceled to be brought back to life and be the next movie we see in the theaters? Tell me in the comments below. Smash like if you like this video, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. There's still plenty of Star Wars content until that movie comes out, with the Andor show coming out right now weekly. And I'm breaking down all the episodes. I'm going live for predictions every Tuesday at 4 p.m. So don't forget to stick around, hit subscribe, and come to those live streams. I have a lot of fun breaking down all the predictions that I have for the next coming episode of the Andor show because it's getting good. And if you want to talk Star Wars with some Star Wars nerdy people, there is a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. And may the Force be with you. Always.